Welcome to Inside Games, the only gaming news channel brave enough to report on Grand Theft Auto leaks and be unhappy about it at the same time.
Yeah, this is a weird situation. A security breach at Rockstar Games led to a forum post with 90 work in progress video clips from it's got to be the world's most anticipated game right now, Grand Theft Auto 6.
This should be the gamer equivalent of breaking into Area 51. And yet, from developers to enthusiasts to everyday gamers, everybody hates it. We'll cover all the news and analyze what this means for the future of GTA 6 and Rockstar Games. But just so you know, we won't be reposting any of the leaked info in this video.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons for that. I mean, for one, they're spoilers. We don't want to do that to the audience. For two, we don't even really want to. It's just kind of a weird situation and it feels gross. And trust us, in a long distant third, this one's way out there. Take-Two Interactive's lawyers would be so far up our ass they'd know what we had for dinner.
I know, they're actually watching this video making sure we're not showing any footage. And they got their finger on the trigger, I promise you that. Once they're up our ass, they're gonna see nothing but black coffee, whole kernel corn straight from the can. That's all we eat. So come and get it, Take-Two.
Right, we're games journalists, damn it. Most efficient nutrients. Well, I mean, I'm not ready to give away the Inside Games empire just yet, so we gotta keep those lawyers off. Let's just cover the news for now. The mother of all video game leaks landed late in the evening on Saturday, September 17th, when GTAforums.com user TPotTuberHacker posted links to 90 video clips of what they claim to be Grand Theft Auto 6. The original poster also claimed to have access to much more than just in-development footage, teasing source code for GTA 5 and GTA 6, and a GTA 6 in-development build.
Oh my gosh, jeez. Understandably, first replier, Universe Twisters, didn't buy it, posting, "Sorry bud, no pick, no click," which has to rank in as one of the biggest accidental L's we've ever seen. We're sorry, Universe Twisters.
Legendary. Yeah, a lot of the forum posters went back to edit their posts and be like, "Oh my god, I was here," and stuff like that. But yeah, Universe Twisters got dragged by the whole thread and was pretty bloody by the end of it. Anyway, once folks actually downloaded and watched the footage, awareness started to creep in. 2 hours after the original post on GTA forums, the footage made its way to the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit, where again, you can kind of track this crawling realization that this footage is the real deal. The wave of copyright takedown notifications that went out Sunday all but verified it, with folks starting to trade links in back-alley DMs while lawyers and content service providers played whack-a-mole with GTA 6 reposts.
We won't describe the footage itself beyond the high-level aspects that would be revealed with basic marketing. The game will take place in modern Vice City and have playable male and female protagonists.
Cool. That's really all I want to know from this. Just
sure,
check
why
the
not?
box and that's it. Rockstar Games did issue a statement on Twitter early Monday morning, acknowledging the breach in network security and admitting that the leaked footage is, in fact, from GTA 6. They say the leak shouldn't have an impact on their current live services or, quote, any long-term effect on the development of our ongoing projects, end quote. The statement also expresses understandable frustration, saying they will, quote, properly introduce you to this next game when it is ready.
Post earned 1 million likes in a little over a day, which is a nice demonstration of sympathy. In addition to slamming that like button, people also posted a ton of visual puns marked as sensitive content in the replies. It's kind of weird. I guess you really can't beat a sensible chuckle in dark times like these, so hopefully Rockstar got a laugh or two out of that.
I hope so. It was weirdly coordinated and everyone was running with it. I wonder if it's some kind of inside gag that I just didn't grasp. But hey, gamer solidarity is just getting warmed up. What happened next was a gamer miracle straight out of a Charles Dickens novel, and all it took was one dope stepping on the largest rake he could find.
So now it probably won't shock you that this footage also brought a lot of game development experts out of the woodwork, each equally confident and incorrect in their analysis of the early release footage. What a surprise, huh? That never happens on Twitter.
People speaking out of their bounds?
That never happens. Twitter user Design4Mind317 cracked his knuckles and showed everybody how it's done, tweeting the following from a now private account.
If you knew how game development goes, you know that visuals are one of the first things done. This game is 4 years into planning and development. What you see is almost exactly what you will get. The next year is mission coding and debugging, all back-end stuff. It does look ass.
The next year? How does he know? Anyway.
He knows everything. Design for Mind knows it all.
I've looked at the pixels. I know it all. Now, not only is Design for Mind wrong, but he's somehow perfectly the most wrong. Game visuals and performance are usually, nearly always, one of the last aspects implemented and refined in a game. Luckily, the moronic take did still serve a constructive purpose.
It's clear some game developers needed to let off some steam after seeing the leak, and of course, people's uninformed reactions to it. And Design for Mind had just put in a hell of an application for Internet Whipping Boy.
It's just the perfect setup, yeah. Cult of the Lamb's Twitter account posted Design's insightful little quote with split footage showing how the game looked in development and at release. The trend quickly started to spread with developers of Control, A Plague Tale, The Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn, Dota 2, and many, many more, all sharing candid clips of in-development games, you know, to roast Design, but also as a gesture of solidarity with Rockstar Games. So, you know, maybe in this process they actually raised a little awareness of game development along the way.
I think they did. There was one that I saw of Sea of Thieves, which was hilarious.
Oh yeah, the little like
the Sea of Thieves,
people?
the little bean people with like a mustache, and that was their alpha. And if you had seen the alpha, you would have been like, "This looks like fucking garbage."
Yeah, what
but
is
that
this
was
trash?
it was years before release. Anyways, so with developers all joining hands and singing like this, it almost feels like a happy ending. Well, I mean, unless you have Take-Two Spec Ops lawyers crawling across your lawn right now, which they may be on our lawn. We got to make sure that they stay away from there. Rockstar Games' parent company Take-Two has a legal department that will make damn sure Teapot Tube Hacker or whatever it was finds out now that they fucked around.
The company sued Christopher Anderson in Australian court back in September 2018 over Anderson's connections to Infamous, a cheating plugin for Grand Theft Auto Online. At the time, the Australian judge authorized a freeze on Anderson's assets and a search of his home. He even actually had put his address as his neighbor to try to throw people off, so the judge had the neighbor's house searched too. Jeez, it was a mess. At the time, back in 2018, Anderson described the move as scare tactics.
Or maybe they just were doing something wrong. Weirdly, this incident has given us a chance to catch up with Anderson, presumably posting under the same online alias Sphincta. Anderson popped up in the original GTA forums thread to say the suit is still ongoing 4 years later, with closing submissions happening soon. He then offered an introduction to Take-Two's senior in-house legal counsel, adding, quote, "I think you guys would have a lot to talk about."
Such a good fucking post.
Yeah.
What's fun though is Anderson sobered up real quick though when he learned the authenticity of the leak, and this is when just like things get serious. He posted, quote, "It was amusing when I thought it was fake, but honestly now I'm just scared and contacting my lawyers." I mean the wording of the rest of the post is great because Anderson clearly learned a lesson here. They say, "I have saved no copies and cannot encourage or solicit any information, as to do so would no doubt be some legal act of conspiracy to commit theft of intellectual property or something." Like, they're immediately like, "I don't want to touch this. I have nothing to do with this, and don't look at me." So hopefully seeing the color drain out of Sphincta's forum posts made Teapot Tuber, the original leaker, realize how much shit they're really in right now.
Man, they are tracing IPs as fast as they possibly can. The latest update there actually comes directly from the staff at GTA Forums. In an update posted on September 21st, they reveal that Teapot Tuber is most likely two separate people. They identify as Teapot and Lily, while warning that Lily likely doesn't actually have the hacked materials they claim to. So, don't download anything from Lily, basically, is what we're saying.
We can also just expand that to just maybe don't download anything marked as GTA 6 footage in general. Bad actors love to capitalize on events like this to distribute malware, or there's a lot of like making copycat accounts and claiming responsibility for stuff, or saying I have this other things, here's how I did it. It's a mess, which can also make verifying news in a situation like this challenging. We're just sticking with what we know.
The post sort of makes it sound like the leaks may be contained at this point, but meanwhile, Tom Henderson over at Insider Gaming,
big supporters of anything in game. Get inside, get in that game, get on top, and hey, there's room for all in the inside of games hot tub.
Tom Henderson noticed a GitHub user attempting to push new code to a growing repository of GTA 5 code dumps. The user and all their activity were completely gone by the time we got there, though. Apart from that, Henderson cites anonymous sources in saying that GTA 5 source code has almost certainly been stolen, though did not find any indications that GTA 6 code had been compromised.
Oof. Yeah, the severity of the code theft is something we'll probably never know, which leads us to the unavoidable question: what impact will this leak have on Grand Theft Auto 6? And most worryingly of all, could it lead to a delay?
Rockstar's statement obviously implied that it wouldn't, but then again, what else are they going to say? I mean, they're not going to be like, they got us. You
Yeah,
know?
darn it. GTA 6 is now canceled.
GTA 6 is going to be massive. Implying that its release is in peril or substantially delayed could lead to an actual major sell-off of company stock. That is something that could happen if they said that about GTA.
Yeah, which still kind of happened, by the way. Take-Two stock price dropped from a price of $124.19 at market close last Friday before the leak to $114.74 at market close today, writing, which is Thursday. So that's a 7.6 drop so far since the leak, and it may continue falling. That said, Take-Two stock price has been randomly this volatile in the past, so it's hard to say if this is explicitly connected or, just somebody saw a negative headline, it starts to sell off. Markets can be that way.
Yeah, I'm sure it didn't help. As far as delays are concerned, leaking footage isn't that big of a deal, but leaking source code is a massive deal. If hackers actually got code for GTA 5 or 6, and especially if that code has anything to do with networking or security, Rockstar Games got to rewrite that whole deal, which is terrible. This could amount to months and months of work lost just on the spot after that hack.
Yeah, if it all gets compromised. Then again, Rockstar's statement really makes it sound like that's not the case. Let's hope that is the full truth, even though it was posted awfully quickly, like first thing Monday morning. And that's probably before a full security audit happened, or they really knew the full breadth of what had occurred.
That really would just be a nightmare scenario for Rockstar. Let's be real. We've all seen how rickety Rockstar's anti-cheat can be with GTA Online. We all know that. And that's when cheat makers don't even have access to the game's source code. If they actually had access to that source code, they'd learn even more vulnerabilities to exploit, and then exactly how.
Yeah, it would probably be an unsustainable online service if its security were completely compromised, and that's worth so much money. So that's not going to work. I honestly was impressed that GTA Online functioned with as many hackers as it had. It was a nightmare sometimes. But I kept playing, and a lot of other people did too. Yeah, theories aside though, we can safely assume a few consequences of this leak, the most obvious being just a hit to morale that comes from your work being shown before it's ready and enduring loads of uninformed gamer takes. At the very least, this leak came from a security breach rather than an actual voluntary leak. The feeling of betrayal and distrust that follows when a team member willingly shares in development materials with journalists or just posts them online through an alias. I don't know, that feeling of betrayal and distrust can really poison a team and just shatter the whole thing.
Absolutely. But on that note, we can also assume some kind of work disruption at Rockstar Games as tech crews audit internal security and force everybody to sign up for two-factor authentication, all the usual stuff. Hopefully that's where it ends, with Rockstar Games securely back at work and a pair of GTA leakers on the lam for the rest of their lives. Honestly, the lawyers are going to find them and they're going to sue them, so it's going to happen.
They're going to be hiding in Julian Assange's closet, whipped out of there, and they're just going to leave Julian there. So the thing is, though, the reaction to this, the negative reaction to this, is really surprising for me. I mean, you see a lot of people commenting, just kind of dissecting the footage, and are really excited to see something that seems so forbidden. But yeah, the novelty wears off quick, and really what's left is just people that feel frustrated that this is the manner that they saw GTA 6 in. You see, of course, developers who are really frustrated and showing a lot of sympathy with Rockstar Games here. And then even what I see is a lot of game players sharing sympathy with developers. And it's getting to the point where the consensus is more that people don't want to see these leaks, instead of just being really excited that it's all dramatic and we're getting to see something before it's done. So I don't know, Bruce, I'm curious what you think here. And of course, people in the audience, you guys are the real people to know what you think. But do we all hate leaks now? Is that what's going on? No one wants to see leaked footage anymore?
Lawrence, that'd be awesome. I'm kind of, this is probably a factor of the fact that I'm getting older, but I less and less do not want to see trailers of things that I know I'm going to love or play or watch or whatever. So like if I don't need to watch a trailer for the next Marvel movie because I'll probably see it. I don't need to watch a trailer for GTA 6 because I can't wait to play it, right? But I think if I were, this is maybe a few years ago, I would probably be really excited to see those leaks. And I was excited when I heard about it. I was like, oh man, I'm so excited. And in reality, the reaction from the internet made it so much worse for me. I don't give a fuck about what people think when it comes to a leak. I just wanted to see it because it's really like an educational thing for me. I'm really interested to see it. I'm not judging it Because to me, I'm a normal thinking person that goes, the game's not done yet. This isn't what it looks like. I just like to see what they're doing. It's fun to see progress. So much like so many things now, if I start to see a negative reaction from the internet or start to see uninformed takes, whatever, then it ruins it for me. And I've noticed that more and more, as I am terminally on the internet, reactions to things are ruining those things for me. So then I have to avoid the reactions too. I just thought it would be cool if everybody saw the leaks and was like, whoa, that's so crazy that GTA 6 leaked, and then just moved on. That would have been nice.
I think that's where it's settling out, which is kind of good. But yeah, I guess I was just surprised at the blowback of everyone being like, hey, we should protect our devs, which I think we should.
I agree.
Yeah, I have to admit, leaks were more fun in the past, I think, when they were a little more mysterious, just like a blurry screenshot instead of 90 clips that just leave very little to the imagination. I think that's part of it, is that the drama's gone. If it's just full video, you got to tease, which is why I think a lot of people that do like leak stuff out, they make a game out of it and they do tease it a little bit more. I think though, Bruce, what you said about just you're already sold on it, so you don't need to see it early.
Yeah.
I think for me too, it's like, I don't need to see GTA 6 before it's done because there's a million other games I could play that are finished right now. I liked leaks a lot more when I was out of games and really wanted something to look forward to, or I thought a game was going to have some kind of crazy tech that I'd never seen before. Maybe some people expected that from GTA 6, but mostly I'm expecting just a prettier GTA 5 with maybe like a bigger map or something. So like, it didn't have a thrill because there was nothing to see. It was just a rickety, unfinished game because that's what it is. So yeah, the thrill of it is gone because there's so many complete things that I could do right now instead of looking at, in development game footage. So yeah, I have an interesting follow-up question for you, Bruce, because I've seen a trend with this where journalists, theoretically, I guess their job. One could say that their job is to find the secrets and expose them, whether that's a game developer that has a bad workplace culture. A good journalist is going to get in there, talk to the people, get the secrets, and release them. Some people think that extends to just normal development stuff. If you know that a sequel's in development has been confirmed before they announce it, would a good journalist leak that stuff? Is that the role of a journalist, to let the audience know as much information about all games as possible? What do you think?
Boy, that's a tough question. I think it's case by case for me. I don't know that's. I personally think that if a journalist is honest and is leaking something about the announcement of a game or something to that effect, I'm fine with that. And the reason is because marketing's job for that video game is meant to make it look the best it possibly can. But a journalist is going to be probably a little more honest about it, or they should be. So I would rather have the honest take for me. Then that way I've managed my expectations and I'm not buying into all the marketing hype like everybody did for Cyberpunk or whatever, and then they get all disappointed. So that said, I think that's cool. I just don't think that if we're leaking stuff, I don't want it to fuck anything up. I don't want it to fuck up what the developers are doing. Marketing's a little different, right? But developing a video game, that's a little different. I don't want to screw anybody's job up when they're working on that stuff. Marketing's, I don't know. Again, it's their job to sell a game. So if they've got to play it up and be like, oh, this game's got this, and this game's got this, and this game's got, well, of course it does. It's got all those things. But maybe they won't work when it releases. An
interesting perspective. That a journalist's leaks might be a way to circumvent dishonest marketing. Yeah, I'm reminded of. It's funny you mentioned Cyberpunk. Before that game came out, there was kind of an older writer named Shane Satterfield who runs Sifted, who had actually recorded a full E3 presentation for Cyberpunk and leaked it online. And everyone was like, "What are you doing? Get that out of here!" That they saw it as a violation of professional ethics. Whereas he was like, "What do you mean? I thought this was punk rock. I thought I was doing what you guys wanted." So that was another interesting example, I think, where people kind of wanted to play by the rules more and just kind of, I guess, be nice. That was a weird situation. Didn't go well. There was some blowback there. And I've seen that happen with other leaks too. Yeah, interesting stuff. I don't know. I personally think that like there's very little gained by anyone by leaking game development details before a company, even for marketing's sake, decides it's time for it. Clout gets driven to an individual, I guess. Everyone gets a couple of days of drama and spice on the internet. But it does feel like a lot more is destroyed than is gained in these situations, which is a bit frustrating. The way I tend to use privileged information is I just use it to inform my speculation and analysis. So if I know that particular games are being made, I'm more curious about why and what. And that's typically what informs our approach on this show, is the privileged but maybe mundane information that Bruce and I get talking with game developers. Instead of just, going right to social media and bragging about the information we have, it just informs a greater, more adult and more complete picture of how the games industry actually moves on a daily basis.
That's right. That's you're exactly right, Lawrence. That's kind of our philosophy here at Inside Games, actually. There's a lot of stuff that we hear from developers firsthand that we don't talk about, but we use it. And I don't know if people even believe us when we say that, but it is true. So, Lawrence, I noticed you have added in the Inside Games Inside Gamer, which we don't get to have very often. I'm really excited about this.
It takes a while to find a specimen that's worthy of the title, but boy have we got one. This is interesting. Dan Allen was recently outed himself as a leaker of some Assassin's Creed stuff and other things that they just kind of flatly made up. I just wanted to shout out this legendary individual. They tried to leak some Assassin's Creed stuff. They did. They got a momentary lift. They busted themselves by replying on main, and then their entire legacy was just completely paved over days later by GTA 6 leaks, just completely obliterated. So this real gamer basically gave away their entire channel for just a tiny amount of internet clout, and only to be overshadowed by a mountain of a leak like 5 seconds down the road. So, Dan, for your sacrifices in pursuit of gaming excellence, we salute you at Inside Games.
This is a joke salute, by the way. This is a joke salute. The story. I quickly want to describe the story because I know exactly the story. I read it. It's hilarious. He had a Twitter account that wasn't supposed to be his, and he was that was what he was using to leak Assassin's Creed info. But then he accidentally replied to something about the Assassin's Creed leak with his personal Twitter. And then somebody called him out and was like, wait a minute, hold on. Why would you know this? Wasn't this from the other Assassin's Creed leaking account? And he was like, oh! And then he got called and immediately. He was like, ooh! And then he was like, never mind, I apologize. I'm sorry I did it. And then he left.
Well, Bruce, when I have some patrons here, and when they leak something, everyone pays attention. I got Dragon Jetpack Society, Admiral Redbeard, Orala, Colin Cochran, and Jacob. Buzz of the internet for months to come.
Well, my patrons just passed the bar, and they are coming for your patrons. They're going to be suing. They're coming for your patrons right now. Kyle Abbott, Tito, Dylan Hiley, Jonathan Lanowski, and Brown Sugar. They've all got their lawyer jackets on, and they're going to get you.
Ah, crap. Well, I divest all interest in this proceeding. I am not party to any kind of conspiracy to something video. There we go. I'm good. See you later, Judge.